temperatures, dictated by your perception. We're guilty, but not because we've committed a crime, but because we fit the description. We're all just guilty by association, because you read the thermometer and place us accordingly, according to the color of our skin. Even though Martin Luther King said, judge us not by the color of our skin, but by the content of our character. Underneath our skin is where the hurt lies, because 365 days of the year, we're holding our heads high as not to cry. Never let them see you sweat. It's a sign of weakness. By the looks of it, it's getting a little hot in here. But Mama used to say, if you can't stand the heat, then get out the kitchen, because we're cooking. Bon appetit. I hope you enjoy the meal.
There's something happening here. Oh, what it is ain't exactly clear. Now there's a man with a gun over there. Oh, telling me I got to beware. It's time to stop it now. Hey, what's that sound? Everybody look at what's going down. Better lines being drawn. Nobody's right if everybody's wrong. Young people speaking their mind. Get inside my thrill system. From behind it's time to stop. Hey, what's that sound? Everybody look at what's going
down. The temperature's rising. It sways from hot to cold, back and forth, and left to right. The temperature's rising, and every time it does, it sheds a piece of humanity. What is sanity when we are the targets and you're waving the gun? This is a stick-up and we're ready to run. It's 2015 and a black man was lynched. Racism never ended, I'm truly convinced. The black community has to unite in order to survive. Stop the violence, we're at war, and it's a struggle to stay alive. When will it end? This violence is so senseless. The cops cuff us up and beat us while we defenseless. I'm apprehensive. Every day I walk outside and take a breath, cause I don't know if it's gonna be the last one that I have left. Laughter gets you through the pain, but this ain't no laughing matter. It's hard to crack a smile when we're living in a world full of disaster. Is this a nightmare? Somebody please wake me up. I'm sick of the stupid killings, I'm about to self-destruct. Whether it's white on black or black on black, my people are dying. While the tears keep dropping, the body count is rising. Bullets flying, the sirens alerting the masses. I'm losing brothers and sisters with every minute that passes. I'm confined to these four walls: poverty, racism, and segregation. But these aren't the walls physically holding me. My brothers are confined to jail cells because somehow they fit the description. Black, 20 to 24, and suspicious. It's a vicious cycle. If I were to tell you that we are the victims, would you believe me? Because you'll never see it portrayed that way. He said versus she said, an argument we can't win. Because according to the scenes, we are the antagonists. But if you listen to the screams, you'll hear something completely different. Just take a moment of silence to listen. Because that's something the scenes won't show you. That's something the police report won't tell you. I'm stuck in a mentality where black is no longer the darkest color or the complete absence of the absorption of light, but rather a plague of individuals affecting society with a deadly disease called style. If people is the joke, black is the punk. The temperature's rising. It sways from hot to cold, back and forth and left to right. The temperature's rising, and every time it does, it sheds a piece of humanity. What is sanity when we are the targets and you're waving the gun? This is a stick-up and we're ready to run.
What a field day for the heat. 1,000 people in the street, singing songs and a carrying sound. What's your life it will creep. It starts when you're always afraid. Step out of line and the back home and take you away. Stop with stop. Hey, what's that sound? Everybody look at what's going down.
We didn't ask to come here of our own free will. You stole me and my family from our home and degraded it and us in a manner that we have to look up to look down. You made me hate the color of my skin and the texture of my hair. We're the animals, but aren't you the same one who robbed our land and raped our women? Oh, and let's not forget, you enslaved us for centuries. In 1619, you enslaved us on your plantations. And now it's 2015 and we're enslaved in your prisons. For centuries, you have mutilated, humiliated, and forcibly fornicated us for the color of our skin. But according to my religion, we all were created from dust. And dust is what we shall return, so you're no better than us. Trayvon Martin died because of a system in which you created that allows open seasons on brothers of a darker hue. Brothers who never really had a chance, and a system that statistically had us as failures before we ever left the womb. A system that applauds our athletic and musical capability, but the same system that plays me differently than my white or light-skinned brothers. Why do you hate us so much? How can you love our music and hate us so much? How can you cheer so loudly on the courts and on the fields, but be disgusted by our very existence? Why do you hate us so much when you're the perpetrator? You look at me and judge me for my skin tone and how I speak. You judge the car that I drive and the home where I live. Yet your racist system put me in the hole where I am. Then you judge me when I can't possibly figure out how to dig myself out. You have created a justice system that has no justice at all. This past year, you killed 32 people who had no weapons. And millions of others over the past 400 years who were thrown off slave ships and chains, hung and burned in effigy, castrated and mutilated and fornicated for your own sadistic pleasure. The justice system is exactly that, just us. The police call themselves doing you a favor? I did the right thing when I pulled the trigger. I took an oath to serve and protect. But every day I go into work in those neighborhoods and those animals don't respect me, and they should, they will. Don't you dare judge me. After all, I see their baby mamas and that pathetic example of a man they call a daddy. I did the family, the baby mamas, and the entire country a service when I pulled the trigger. After all, this is the American justice system, and I am sworn to serve and protect its citizens. Every cop show shows black and brown men as criminals, yet there are more white incarcerated men in American prisons and jails than men of color. The media has colored us as criminals, and America has bought the lie. This lie has allowed every psychopath with a gun and baggage to have open hunting season on men of color in the name of the American justice. White privilege today is the ability to walk the streets and stay alive. Privilege means you can ask a police officer a question without having your spinal cord severed 42 times. Because of how you treated me, I have to remind you, I'm reaching for my wallet. My hands are up. Please don't shoot. I can't even breathe. With white privilege, when you get pulled over, you're worried you may get a ticket. When I'm pulled over, I'm worried whether or not I will live. African American scholars tell me that our people are the descendants of kings and queens. Yet the media shows me and tells me that I'm the descendants of drug addicts, prostitutes, amongst other unmentionable things. The justice system is just that, just us.